What's happening, everybody? But Akaza, and I shaved and I got a haircut. No, I didn't. I did not wear a hat. But anyway, we're gonna talk about Intoxication of Violence today. I.O.V. They are from the Philippines. They no longer play because I believe one or two of the members of the band has passed away. Rest in peace to them. But I've been wanting to talk about this record, I.O.V. Another Destructive Century, for a long time now. This was one of the last records that I bought while in the Philippines. It originally came out on Twisted Red Cross in 1987, so this is very late era Twisted Red Cross. This isn't early, this is late era, which I'm going to say 84 to 89. It's only 5 years. Yes, but 17 releases in there. This came later on. And, you know, just talking about I.O.V. sound, if you've never heard them before, they have a very set-apart sound from the rest of the TRC lineup. You know, Urban Bandits, the Phil Vios, the Giant Idiots, the Betrayeds, and all them, they've got their own sound. This band is more... They're just non-stop blasting, abrasive hardcore. They don't fucking slow down. No. This band is straight-up hardcore. They don't fucking slow down. Sometimes you definitely need this lyric sheet right here to understand what the fuck they're saying. But that's just how hardcore they are. I mean, look at the cover. There's a mushroom. Okay. You want to know an album cover that perfectly explains a band sound? This. Look at that. There's zombified, mutilated punks all over the place. They got some little slogans on them, some logos. There's the drum kit. They're just rocking out there. Yeah, I.O.V. They're mutilated, dead fucking zombie punks. They're rocking out. Anti-swastikas. They're having a gig. The last days, man, that's bold. This album cover really, truly explains what you're about to listen to. When you pick this up and you see that mushroom cloud and you see all the zombified punks there, that's just how loud, that's just how destructive, that's just how frustrated and BAM! Intoxication of Violence is. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's 17 fucking songs on this record. Which, you know what's funny as hell? I want to show you this, because it's important. Blood Red. Well, Blood Red with some yellow splatter. I got this from my good buddy Noel Punk Shit Mutilated Noise, shout out to him. Yeah, it's got some blood splatter with some yellow on there. Hell yeah, it's good. But you might think, oh, 17 songs, that's obviously a 33. No, this band is so fucking fast. 17 songs at 45 revolutions per minute. Only they're more like committing 45,000 revolutions per minute with how these songs are. Jesus Christ, I.O.V. And there's a picture of the front man just ripping it up on there. I don't really know who this band is, because I'm not. Like Third World Chaos, which we will get to eventually, I promise, I am not really connected to this band. I know people who know them, but I like I.O.V. for one big reason. They have a few personal songs on their record. They do. But for the most part, Intoxication of Violence is pure political self-destruction. And unlike other bands in the Philippines that are talking about mainly Philippine homeland problems, like Urban Bandits and the GIs and them, they're talking about the flag and the Marcos and this and that. Yeah, I.O.V. touches on that, but they're after Marcos. Marcos has been kicked out since 1987. He was done last year. The Reagan administration exiled his ass to Honolulu, Hawaii, where he died in peace in 1989. You know, so Marcos is over, and actually they make a reference to that. Snap Election. That song. It's really quick, which is something that I wanted to get to. So, one of the biggest things that separates Intoxication of Violence from most all of the other punk bands on Twisted Red Cross is they're fucking quick. Their songs, I don't think they have a song over 2 minute song. I don't think they do. I haven't timed each one of them, but they're just going really fast. Honestly, I'm so thankful that I have this beautiful lyric sheet right here, because if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't understand half of this, because they're just going so fucking fast and hardcore. But, so I'm gonna go over a few of these songs, which, by the way, this band is Jerez and, fuck it, I'm not even gonna butcher his name. Can you read that? Can you read that? I'm not going to butcher his name. Okay, so now you saw who the band is. Yeah, I'm not gonna butcher anyone's name because I have a lot of respect for this band, and you can read it on the screen there. But they know how to fucking play. They know how to fucking play. The first song was called Lebanese Child, and although it's not based in the Philippines, this song is about the aftermath of a war. Walk around the streets of Lebanon. Bodies are scattered everywhere. Hopeless children, hopeless men, seeking shelter in the air raid dens. The Lebanese child is helpless. His parents can't be found anywhere. The Lebanese child is crying because he didn't expect him to die. Their mothers are in hell. Their fathers are in hell. They don't know where to go. When they'll die, they don't even know. Very sad, very negative, very depressing scenario here. And you might say, that's so depressing, I want to hear a happy song. You know what, fuck you for that. I know that's really depressing. But it's a reflection of even what happens today. You know when the Obama Trump administration and just governments of the world like to do them drone strikes, they bomb cities, they kill innocent people all the time. Well, that's kind of a reflection of what's happening in the song Lebanese Child, when little Timmy or little Sarah or little whatever the fuck, little boys and little girls who obviously did absolutely nothing wrong, they're totally innocent. Either they get blown up of themselves or they wake up to find mommy and daddy has been blown up by a drone strike or by an explosion, since they probably don't know what a drone strike is. For some reason, this red, white, and blue flag, or this whatever flag of any country, something with that flag on it has killed mommy and daddy. That generates hate on its own. When a little boy or a little girl wakes up to find mommy and daddy has been killed by something from a force of abroad, that right there is how hate is generated. It comes that way. That's one of the ways that it instills, but I couldn't imagine myself being in the position of a child who, during a time of war, both parents die. Both parents get shot, both parents get blown up, something like that. Just wandering the streets, all alone, all scared, not knowing what's going to happen. Mommy and daddy are dead. The enemy killed them. See what I said there? The enemy killed them. They don't know who the enemy is. They don't know why the enemy is there. But see that I'm really glad they opened up the album with Lebanese Child, which it doesn't have to be called Lebanese Child. It can be called Afghan Child or Syrian Child or Philippine Child or American Child, Brit Child, Saudi Arabian Child. It can be child of any location around the world. Where this subject just pisses me off, and I'm stuttering like a motherfucker right now. That's the biggest thing that so many people who wish for war never want to take into consideration. What is the effect of war? What is the effect of the children, of the innocent lives that are affected by the wars that we wage? The children running the streets, they lose everything, and they don't understand why, and that the lack of understanding, the lack of knowing, the lack of understanding is the biggest thing that causes this type of shit to happen. Because now little Timmy, the little child's going to grow up to hate the enemy. And although at some point in time he or she may learn to understand why the parents were killed, especially if they're innocent, that's really going to piss them off. But let's say it is the son or daughter of a member of ISIS or a terrorist organization that we proclaim. They will probably grow up to learn to understand exactly why the enemy has taken their parents out. But still, that's mommy, that's daddy. To them, that's their guardianship, that's their love, that's their savior in life. You just took that from them. And now that hatred is going to instill into their heart, into their mind. And now, guess what? They're going to take their parents' place and fight against you. That's the biggest fucking thing that so many people don't ever stop to think about when it comes to, I'm gonna go overseas and blow them apart. That's the biggest fucking thing that annoys me so much about just the idea of supporting any war. Think about it. Don't just, I'm gonna go serve my country, goddammit. Hell yeah, good God's country. No. You're so fucking stupid if you think like that. If you're watching this review and you don't listen to punk rock or whatever, that's fine. But if you're watching this review and you support any war that is being engaged, really think about, sit down, go into deep thought, really think about the after effects or just the side effects or whatever. Think about what can be caused, what negative side effects can be caused. Think of who all can be affected from the wars that we wage. Please think about that before you open your fucking mouth supporting anything like this. Anyway, next song. So, actually, I'm not going to go into every single song on the album, but Vagrancy. So the song's about getting busted up by the police late at night, and you're walking down the street, and the cops already do what diddy dum diddy do. They kind of start the song out with that, which is kind of funny a little bit. The cops saw you and stop in front of you, saying, "Put your hands up and turn around. Vacancy, 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 vacancy. Where are you headed this late at night? Do you have an ID? Show me your wallet. Do you have an illegal thing?" Yeah, it's just about the police fucking you around and taking you on Saturday night, whatnot. That happens to punks all the time, and the police sit there and they profile the shit out of you. It's like, you're suspicious. Where you headed, punk? You little punk rocker. Where you headed? I don't like that shirt. You're wearing a Pagan Fire shirt? I don't like that. What is that? Is that a skull and a pentagram on that? Satanic. Oh, you're going in for it. I don't like the way your hair is. It's all frizzed up. It's not short and straight like a good guy. What are you doing out this late, punk? You don't have a job, you scum piece of shit. God damn. Here in the United States, I understand that a lot of ethnic minorities have the problem of being profiled by the police. I hear about it all the time. People who I love, who are not white, are often scrutinized and persecuted and just victimized by the police, especially white cop on ethnic minority. But man, that's one thing that I never thought I'd actually have to deal with in life. Because, it's the way I dress and the way just the way I am. I often do get pulled over by the police just for being a punk. I used to, back in high school, a lot of, I was really one of the only, not the only, but of all the people that I knew, I got harassed by the fuzz quite often for being a punk rocker, for wearing different clothing, for wearing different things, because they knew that I was a bit different than the rest of the crowd, and so I'd just be walking down the street, whether it's 3 a.m., 3 p.m., whatever, I'd be walking down the street, and they'd pull me over, like, well, hey, what's your shirt say, Bad Religion, the Crossbuster? Dead Kennedys? What do you have against the Kennedys? What is that? Is it terrorism? Oh my god. I cannot fucking go into detail of all the times where I've been pulled over and harassed and bugged and this and that because I'm wearing a shirt they don't like, or just because they see me, they think I look suspicious, so they have to pull me over. The reason I brought up the ethnic minority thing is because I never thought I'd have to relate on a level like that. I shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to go through that. It's just fucking sad. It just states that not just your skin color can cause you to get pulled over, but also your belief system. It's fucking sad as hell. The next song on here is called Yankees, which is actually my favorite song on this album. So before I go into this, Apple Hacking Society, which is another Philippine hardcore punk. Why the fuck did I just say that? Apple Hacking Society is a Manila Sound band. They're Manila Sound. They're pretty good. My favorite album by them is their '87 album made in the Philippines. It's got a song called American Junk on it, which is all about Americans coming over and fucking over the Philippines, but very politely stated. I'll review that later. But the song Yankees is 47 seconds. It's short. It's to the point. Fucking Yankees went to town, robbing us clean and empty, stealing our resources, killing over... What the hell? Fucking Yankees went to town, robbing us clean and empty, stealing our resources, killing us more, and now they're taking over. La 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 la. Now they're taking over. Fucking Yankees. Yeah, it's just about 47 seconds. Taking Yankee Doodle and just making it hardcore fast and just saying fucking Yankees come to town, robbing us clean and empty. What do you think the American empire likes to do to almost every third world country out there? Or even for that matter, the first world countries. America loves to boss everyone around. Fucking Yankees coming over. And this is 1987, by the fucking way. This is 1987. This has been going on for decades. I know a lot of people in the U.S. like to think that America is the god. America is the best. We're the world police. Well, we are the world police. We definitely are. And we do help a lot of countries, but at the same time, we fuck over a lot of countries. The United States really only gets involved with foreign affairs when there is something that the United States can gain from it. Like, we won't get involved in another country's dwellings unless there's some greedy motive, unless there's something that we can attain from the invasion. Like the Middle East, obviously for oil, other countries, it's if we can gain some sort of power or money, or if there is something in it for us, then we'll come and help you. And by help you, I mean we'll take over, we'll fuck your land over, we'll steal your resources, we'll do all that type of shit, because the United States government is just beyond corrupt, and unfortunately the majority of Americans in this country are too fucking stupid and ignorant, and just apathetic to really care too much. I'm not one of them. I wish the military-industrial complex would just shut the fuck down, come home. I like Japan's military. Defensive. You know, they don't start wars with people. It's in their constitution. They just stay at home. When someone threatens to invade, they get ready to defend. That's what I wish the United States military was. I wish we had a defensive-only military. We don't need to be the world police. We don't need to go over to people's countries and steal their resources and try to put American influence in there. Fuck that. Can we just stay home? Can we just defend the homeland? We have a broken infrastructure, a broken country, our economy is failing. Can we please just bring our military home and work on us? Put all of that money, all the billions and billions of dollars that get spent on the military-industrial complex, all that money that gets spent on these foreign wars, can we please invest that money into our fucking selves? Please? That would be great. Put kids in school, feed us, make jobs, feed the vets, homeless people. Goddamn, if we took all the money that we spend on all them bullshit wars, brought it back home, invested it into the United States of America, we wouldn't be having as many problems as we have. But it's just because we gotta be fucking Yanks, gotta go overseas and do all the shit we do. We gotta be the world police. That's why we are. Ugh. That's why I fucking love I.O.V. They say it. And this is 87. The fact that a lot of this shit is still going on is sad as fuck. My song, mind your business, all mine mine. I don't care about your fucking style. You don't have to show me that way because you're stupid, right? I think that song is just about fuckers screwing around in the scene. My song, mind your business, I'll do mine. Just leave me alone, let me do my own thing. It's hardcore. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines long and only a few words per line. Like I said, I.O.V. is fucking fast. Intoxication of Violence. Now, this is the self-titled song of the band, and this song is the reason why a lot of bands break up. I have had enough of the crap. I took the slap. The way things are going, I don't need no more. Too much violence, but I'm enjoying the scene. More things that have sense. I'm intoxicated with violence. Intoxication of violence. I don't need more. Intoxication of violence. Looking for war. Intoxication of violence. Forget the score. Intoxication of violence. That's what we are. Repeat intro. Too many silly people applaud of what they're waiting. They don't listen to the words the band is singing. You're also stupid. War is what you want. War is what you need. War is what you get. Yeah. It's talking about how violent this is. And I cannot tell you how many punk interviews I've seen in documentaries where the band breaks up because the scene gets too violent. Or, it becomes less and less and less about the music, less about the message, less about the lyrics, less about the movement, more about let's see how much fucking chaos we can cut, let's see how many bones we can break, let's see how much blood we can spill, let's just see how violent we can get. And that, honestly, that's a big reason why I stopped really going to shows a long time ago. I mean, I know 2013 was when I was involved with a lot of punk rock shows and shit. I really haven't been to many since, but even in 2013 in San Francisco, I'd go to garage shows and this and that, and it definitely wasn't like it was in the 80s, because I wasn't alive then, but I've seen videos, I've heard stories, but part of that honestly makes me kind of glad that I didn't grow up in the original scene, because I don't like unnecessary violence. I mean, look at me. I don't have much strength myself, but I love the lyrics of most punk bands. The lyrics are what gets me through it, the message that they're bringing to the table. But when the violence becomes way too much, I'm just like, fuck it. No. I don't want to risk my life. I don't want to go to a show and risk my life. I want to go to a show and see a fucking awesome band perform. I want to hear what their message is. I want to see them live. I want to maybe meet them and interview them. And I understand thrashing around and, getting a rush. I understand it. It's good to thrash, it's good to dance, it's good to have a good time. But there's a line that gets drawn because a lot of people take that way too far. Maybe they're drugged up. They take that shit too far and they just go overboard and they obliterate. They go into obliteration mode and innocent people get hurt. I just don't like getting hurt. Some people love that. Some people love getting their jaw snapped or their arm broken or this or that, but that's not who I am. And, I like the term intoxication of violence. I love that term because, in a way, as I said, a lot of people enjoy that. A lot of people get a rush off of just, their bones breaking, their blood spilling, their spleen snapping, People do tend to, when frustrated, get off on that. And so, that's why I really love that song for Intoxication of Violence. The scene's becoming extremely violent at this point. Fuck it, I need out. I can't take it. I've had enough of the crap. I need out. It's becoming too violent. But at the same time, I'm intoxicated on it. I can't stop it. The band is singing, "You're all too stupid. War is what you need. War is what you want. War is what you get." Double meaning there, As a few of these songs have always mentioned, about war. We're fighting wars against the system. We're fighting wars against politics, against religion, against society. But now we've instituted and established our own war against ourselves and our own punk rock scene. Deep as fuck. Yeah, that's why I love I.O.V. They're fucking good band, and I really wish they still played today. I wish this wasn't the only record they ever put out. Guilt. It's a hidden wealth and other cases. It's just that line 4 times in a row. Hidden wealth and other cases. Hidden wealth and other cases. Okay. Gorbachev attack. So, how I mentioned earlier that in this album there's mentions of the Soviet Union? This is the biggest mention of the Soviet Union. Nuclear attack by the Soviets. Radiation scatters everywhere. 2,000 people have been killed. Nuclear destruction by the Soviets. Gorbachev attack! Gorbachev's attack! Gorbachev's attack! The world is the target, but they tasted first. The world is the target, but they tested first. Nuclear destruction planned by Russia. It's Gorbachev's attack. So back in 1987, although I wasn't alive at the time, that was the big fear. Hell, it's still a fear today. There's still a lot of people that believe the Soviet Union or Russia, Putin, Trump, and Xi Jinping of China, all these world leaders are so close to the brink of nuclear war. Even with North Korea, the Hermit Kingdom, we've seen it on the news. We've seen the bulging headlines. We see it all the time. Russia's planning this. They've got this they've got this new bomb. Trump's going on Twitter, firing tweets away and threatening to obliterate North Korea with fire and destruction like they've never seen. We see it happen on a weekly basis, the threat of nuclear war. And the fact that they made a song about it in 87 and it's still relevant today, almost with the same fucking individuals. Different names. Instead of the Soviets, instead of Gorbachev, it's Putin. Instead of Reagan, it's Trump. And, years on down the line, whoever's next, it's always going to be an imminent threat. And, a lot of it is hype and hysteria. Because, human beings, we are easily manipulated and fucked over with fear. We are easily scared by fear tactics, and the media is very good about using fear-mongering to control our minds and to make us paranoid and to make us really question, to make us really believe everything they say. Are we on the brink of nuclear war? I don't think so. Have we been on the brink of nuclear war? I do think so. Multiple times, definitely. Are there countries in this world that are there world leaders and are there people in this world who want to see a nuclear war? I'm not going to say no, but unfortunately some people are just fucking cold. But around this time, like with the Bay of Pigs invasion, when it was, I forgot, Stalin, Kennedy, and Fidel Castro, oh my god, I obviously wasn't alive during that time, and that was almost 2 or so decades before this. Everybody thought that was the end of it. The big red button's going to be pressed. 20 years later, now it's Gorbachev. 20 years later, and 30 years later, now it's Trump and Putin. This shit keeps repeating over and over again. It's almost like a decade. It's almost like there's a vinyl record on the turntable, right? And it takes an entire decade for it to spin around, but it keeps skipping and repeating itself. Yeah, it's fucking scary as shit. I mean, I hope that one day it doesn't just go... Hope that one day I don't wake up to see a mushroom cloud. But who really knows anymore? Who really knows? Next song is called Snap Election. Now, unlike Urban Bandits, Philippine Violators, Georgia Muslim Idiots, and so many others, I.O.V came later in the TRC scene. They're 87. Obviously, TRC went under in 89, but Snap Election is the only song on this record that I'm aware of that makes any sort of reference to Ferdinand Marcos. No need for snap election. You can't change the situation. Our country's full of great corruption. No need for snap election. No use for snap election. You can't change the situation. I have my own decisions. No rules and regulations. So, to give you an idea of what that's talking about, so I don't have to go into an hour-long discussion of Philippine history. Ferdinand Marcos, the ruthless dictator of the Philippines from 65 to 86, he declared 20 years of martial law. He was a piece of shit who... The Reagan administration around 86, after the Edsa Revolution, flew his ass from Malacanang Palace to Hawaii, where he died in peace in 1989. Him and Imelda and all their closest people, the Reagan administration dropped some fucking helicopters on top of the Malacanang Palace and airlifted his ass out of the country to safety because Philippines wasn't having him anymore. But snap election, by definition, I believe is, the president's gone, let's have a snap election. Snap election. I don't know the dictionary definition. I know what it is, but I don't know the dictionary definition of it. I don't have it memorized, but yeah, no need for snap election. You can't change the situation. Our country's full of great corruption. No need for snap election. It's just referring to the time period of right after Marcos was removed from office and snap election took place. That's what that's referring to. Which, Philippines almost... I can only name a few countries in this world who aren't corrupt, but yeah, the Philippines has been corrupt for a long time, so is the United States, so is almost every fucking country this album makes reference to. USSR, Philippines, USA, who else? But yeah, I know a lot of people have faith in world leaders. I know they do. I've got faith in a few. Very few. Very, very, very few. I've got faith in very few U.S. politicians. Not that many, because they're all a bunch of fucking liars and thieves. But there's some I have faith in. And it really just pulls my heartstrings when I see so many people thinking that, okay, Marcos is out, now let's get someone else in there, that's going to change anything. Even if that person has a lot of support, social reformation needs to take place. And that is an entire different video to make, right there. But a snap election, or just a general election, although you might really like who you're voting for, that might not fix the situation. Human beings have the tendency to fall for things too easily. We're naive creatures. We are very naive. We are very fragile. A lot of us don't take the time to think things through. And so, this is 87, which, the snap election actually, it didn't actually happen in 87, it happened before that. But, pretty much, what I see happen there is, Marcos is out, let's get someone else in there, hurry, hurry, hurry. Which, I can't remember the name of the lady who took his position. I know who it is. Which, I do believe she did some good things. But, I can't quite put a label on her fucking name. Hold on, I'm pissed off. I gotta figure this out now. Snap election in the United States. I wonder what that would be like. Who the fuck knows? Okay, so anyway. I just gotta remember the girl's name, the lady who took off Marcos. Philippine snap election. There it is. 86. Yeah, the the snap election was held on February 7th, 86. And more popularly known as snap elections, that followed the end of martial law, obviously, and the downfall of Marcos I'm just trying to get her name. Yes, Corazon Aquino. Or no, Corazon Aquino. That lady. She is the one who took Marcos' position. Her. I knew who that was, but I could not think of her name. Now, I'm not a Philippine historian, so I cannot tell you everything that she has done, but I do know from talking to a lot of people that she did, in fact, make a lot better. Obviously, she didn't fucking declare martial law and this and that, but, I mean, if you want to look at this real quickly, just to see how much support she had, here's a map of the Philippines. See that? Yeah. Very split up, honestly. Marcos takes the upper end of Luzon Island. I think down there, he takes a bit of the mid-Philippines. I think that's Visayas. Pretty sure that's Visayas right there in the red. At the bottom, Aquino took Mindanao and most of the southern Philippines. And then Aquino also took above Visayas to southern Luzon. So, very split demographics there on which presidential candidate took what, but, yeah. A lot of history in there, but, you know, as good as Aquino could have been, because, like I said, I'm not fully educated on her time in office, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what I don't, but I do know by talking to a lot of people that she definitely was a better presidential fit than Ferdinand Marcos. But anyway, getting back to the point of the snap election, just because she was a good fit, I understand why even if she was a good fit, I.O.V wrote that song, because it's like, hey, we just got through with this. Can we take a breather? Can we take a moment to figure things out before we just... Snap election, let's go, snap election, let's get somebody else in there. She'll fix it. Can we take a breather? Can we please take a fucking breather and fix things and look at ourselves and try to just relax? We don't need a snap election. It's not going to change the situation. You know, the government's still corrupt. Marcos is gone. Imelda is gone. But still, there are still bad people in government. We need to really reform our system before we get into something else. And I like the last part here. I have my own decision, no rules or regulations. That's kind of a comic relief at the end of there. I have my own decision, no rules or regulations. Fuck it. I don't believe in the political foundation of this country anymore. Anarchy, bitch. I can govern myself. That's the most punk rock part of this song, Snap Election, you know. Snap Election, it's not going to change anything. I don't believe in you guys anymore. I have my own decisions, no rules and regulations. I'm going to run myself since I can't trust any of you motherfuckers to run my country for me. Love you, I.O.V. Anyway, so next song, Stinking Bad Attitude. Fashion decency is what it is. High class and socials are hardly needed. Show off and thinking you're cute is in the mind. But stinking bad attitude is deeply inside. Hardcore and other things are surely hated. Rich and famous are what they love. Sarcastic and insulting people is such a bad attitude. Fear is inside what might people will know. Goddamn. Fear is inside what might people will know. Jesus Christ. I'm not dyslexic. I mean, I'm dyslexic as fuck, but if you don't think that's what that says, read that. Yeah, that's exactly what that says. Man, whoever typed that up, you know, I've got a really bad reading disorder. But yeah, stinking bad attitude is just about how people are rotten inside, you know, fear and all that shit, and their minds corrupt with these delusions of fashion and this and that, and their attitude sucks. You know, people in the hardcore scene that spoil it for the rest of everyone else, and people in society who are rats. That's what that's about. It's another destructive century. The name of the album. I don't want to live in this cruel, destructive world. Wherever you go is controlled by a button. By a button. You know. Fear is instilled in every living heart. A couple of wars have ended. So what are we fucking living for? Save your love, save your soul, save your fucking family and all. They're starting another war. It's another destructive century where everything will turn useless. So what are we living for? They're starting another war. That song is just about nuclear fucking annihilation. What are we living for? War after war after war after war. Never-ending war song. Subhuman said it first. Man. You guys get the point here? You guys get the point of what they're trying to fucking say? I've tried to go into each of these songs and really explain things. But now do you guys get a really depth idea of what I.O.V was trying to say? These songs are fucking short and they're speedy and they're fast, they're abrasive in your face, screaming at you. But it's for a reason. Every time you look at me, you always think I'm crazy. You always talk to me. You always caught me. Every time you see my face, you're always scared at me. I didn't fucking do anything wrong. So why are you mad at me? You don't understand me. You just throw yourself in the garbage can. You don't understand me. You burn and fuck your mind. You don't understand me. I think you're a fucking brat. You don't belong in this world because you are ignorant. Oh, quote, you don't belong in this world because you're an ignorant. Don't be afraid it's not something later. You can change your bad attitude. False society reject your false bio. So pretty much what that song is about is kind of going back to vagrancy, and, the song is pretty much saying that it's how the punks are being treated. I mentioned it myself, walking down the street, police officers give me shit, the Christians, the rednecks around here used to fuck with me and still do to this day. Punks have always had it pretty shittily, punks get beaten up, and not just punks, but literally anyone with a different skin color, anyone who looks different, thinks different. If you are considered different than the majority of those around you, then expect the fucking worst. Unfortunately, that is just the world we live in. Quote, you don't understand me. Just throw yourself in a garbage can. That's all we are. That's all misfits and people of ethnic minorities are to those who are of the, I don't want to say master race, but I'll use that term for this. If you are part of the minority, then a lot of people in the majority will pretty much consider you in the trash can. And it's really fucking sad. Not all of them. Well, no, not all of them. But a lot of them, unfortunately, will just be like, fuck you, go away. You're trash. I don't understand you. You're scaring me. I don't like you. Every time I see your face, I see disgust. That's how a lot of punks and ethnic minorities feel around the world. And it's absolutely sickening that we as human beings do this to each other. It's absolutely sickening. The song is called You. The next song is called Social Cancer. Drug addiction is a serious threat in our country. If it's not eliminated but increased in extent, it may produce chaos in our society. The young and the poor sends the easiest victims. It may attack everyone. No one is immune to it. Now, the story of the social cancer. Many of us in this country are already involved in the menace. Now, it's true. Drug addiction can fuck everything up. It can ruin lives. It can tear people apart. It really, truly can. Drug addiction is a seriously bad thing, which I know a lot of Duterte supporters are going to say, whoa, they support Duterte's drug war? No. I'm pretty sure Intoxication of Violence, I.O.V, is not. Then go Duterte, kill and spill the drug users in the street. I'm pretty sure they're saying, hey, these drugs are fucking up society. They're screwing everything up. Let's do something about it. Let's round these people up, get them some help. We need to restore our society. A lot of times the poor and the weak, those living in desperate times and desperate needs, they go to drugs because it helps free their mind of all the pain that they go through. Or maybe, potentially, they use the narcotics to feel better. Or to kill themselves, like a heroin overdose, fentanyl. A lot of times drug users will go to drugs just to either free themselves from the pain. That's the biggest reason why people do drugs, or just, feel a rush to get out of a low spot. And I understand it, I don't condone it, but instead of spilling their blood in the street and calling them rats and worthless people, Duterte, why not put them all in rehabilitation facilities? Not just Duterte, but any government around the world. Instead of killing your people, instead of spilling their blood in the streets, why not use your power to help them? And I understand, some people don't want help. Some people do not want help. Some people don't seek it. Some people would rather just keep going down the path of self-destruction. And I know it gets hard to make decisions at that point on what to do with them, but still, you don't want to fucking kill them. Killing someone, eliminating them, just killing them off, spilling their blood, ending their heart, doing that is never the option, never the answer. You know, everyone can be helped. It just takes the right people to care enough about them to help them, to get them the proper help that they need. We are all human. We can be helped. You just have to be willing to do it. The next song is called Stop Being an Ass. I'm going to places you don't know, telling stories on and on. You know what's wrong and you're doing it. I have a problem, don't disturb. Asking questions on and on. You're not just satisfied. You can't just understand. You're a stupid ass. Saying something is so weird. Serious conversation and you'll jam. You just can't control yourself. Many persons just told you. Stop being an ass. Yeah, that song's just pretty much about being fucking dick. Total annihilation. Back to another song about war. Atomic weapons to kick out the human race. Am I the next victim of the insanity of man? Save me and my soul. I'll kill myself and go. You're not Well, my fucking hair just stood up. You're not solving the problems. You're fucking producing more. What's the use of nuclear power? People can live without it. You see, that's the part of this. That's the part right there. So we have Lebanese Child. We've got Intoxication of Violence. We've got Snap Election. We've got Another Destruction Century. We've got all these songs about war and how societies tear each other apart. And now we've got the final song that pulls the final plug. Am I the next victim of the insanity of man? Are the world leaders finally just going to hit the red button and kill us all? We don't need this. This nuclear war, these nuclear threats, it's all... My hair is seriously standing up right now, guys. Like, for fucking real. It just hits hard because they're fears that we all live with. We don't need to go to war. Why can't we all just have defensive militaries that just defend the homeland? Why do we need to constantly go to fucking war with it? Why do the world leaders need to stroke their big cocks and try to see who's bigger and who's got bigger balls than the other? I've never understood why the leaders of our world have to have the biggest bombs, the biggest nukes, the biggest threats, the biggest this, the biggest that. It's like, why don't we just invest all of that big shit, all the money that we all invest into having the biggest arms, the biggest nukes, the biggest this, the biggest that? Why don't we just invest that into our own lives, into our own countries, into our own infrastructure, to rebuild our own societies? That would make the world a better place. We don't need atomic power. Period. Statements is the, Statements is the last, song on this. It's song 8 on the B-side. We just want to be fucking we just want to be fucking unemployed. We don't want our decisions fucking destroyed. Give our right and second try. Don't you even ask us why. We don't want to be questioned. We know our right and our task. We are just old enough. We know our right behind our mask. I just want some actions to satisfy my youthfulness. I don't want a job because I'm living still young. I just want to have fun. Lying here in the sun, I don't want to work. I think I'll be a jerk. Punk as fuck right there. Yeah, it's typical attitude of a punk rocker. I don't want to work, which I see a double meaning on it. It's the punk not wanting to work is the punk just wanting to live fast, die young. But at the same time, it's also society's judgment towards the punk. Like, you fuckers, you don't want to work, you want to be lazy, you don't want to do shit, you just want to lay around all day and not work. You fucking lazy bastards. That's part of what it is. But part of it is, just internal desires. Everything is shit around me. I can't get a job. Fuck it. Statements. Who cares? You already think that I don't want to do this, so I might as well just do what you think. There's a bit of a roundabout with that one. Do you get what I'm saying there? But, man, this is one bold album. I've talked about every song on this record so far. Goddamn. And there's some pictures of the band down below. I forgot to show them off earlier. See that? Pictures of the band. believe they're playing live there somewhere. All songs arranged by the band. Special thanks to G.I. and Idiots, Deceased Dead Ends, RDA, Arnold Morales, Philip Violators, Betrayed, and many, 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 many more. And, yeah. Depraved, Hazards, The Next, The Victim. So many bands, so many people that help support the band and get them to where they are. There's their little logo at the bottom there, as you can see that. I.O.V, Another Destructive Century. Produced by Tommy Tanchenko of Twisted Red Cross, the founder of Twisted Red Cross. Recorded and mastered at Studio Z Audio, captained by Jim Satao. His name's come up a bunch. Cover illustration by Jerry Duenos. Design consultant TRC Dadong. Philippine copyright 1987, Twisted Red Cross, posters and tapes. Mail all letters to TRC PO Box 20. I wish I could do that. By the way, this is TRC number 12. Like I said, this came later on in the Twisted Red Cross library. Twisted Red Cross number 12. Anyway, guys, so I read all the lyrics to all the songs, and I went into a good detail of each song, what each song is about, and this and that, to give my personal opinion. Like I said, Intoxication of Violence are just hardcore, fast to the point, politically over the top, and just a band about the nuclear annihilation of the world they live in, and they're just speaking out against it. And here's the insert again, if you want to see that. I.O.V. We got, similar to on the cover, got all the punks just, having I.O.V's having a gig out there. Similar to on the cover, there's a mushroom cloud in the background. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Look at us and save yourself. That is so damn bold. And then on the bottom here, flip it over. We've got a picture of them, the frontman screaming into the mic there. And then over here we got another picture of the band playing there. Yeah, this is Intoxication of Violence. Another Destructive Century, 1987 Twisted Red Cross. Which, by the way, I think I forgot to mention. So, I.O.V. had done I already read the Personnel. Philippine copyright 1987 by Twisted Red Cross, posters and tapes. Vinyl treatment 2017. So this vinyl was reissued in 2017 by the help of Delusion of Terror Records, Love from Hate, Still Ill, Centaurus, and Middle Finger. Yeah, there's the record labels that help make this reissue possible. Shout out to each and every single one of them. I love supporting the Philippine punk rock scene because it's my second home. My wife's from there, and without her, I wouldn't even know any of these bands. I mean, at some point, I might have came across them, but I wouldn't have been making all the reviews that I made if it weren't for my wife. So shout out to her and the Philippine punk rock scene over there. One more look at the record itself before I end this. It's very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful record right here. Got red with some yellow splatter all over the fucking. Honestly, it looks like a nuclear annihilation, doesn't it? Just blood red record with some yellow splatter like a bomb just going on the back, like a bomb exploding. God damn. Intoxication of Violence is a very powerful fucking band, and I really wish that I could have seen them back in the day. But since I couldn't have saw them back in the day because I'm not old enough, and some of the members are passed away now, at least I can cherish their legacy with this beautiful vinyl record that I bought of theirs. I.O.V, Another Destructive Century. I am Anarka Akaza. Thank you so much for watching this 50 fucking minute long review of I.O.V, Another Destructive Century vinyl record review video. It means so much to me. Please subscribe to my channel, comment down below, and still join Brave New World. Dos Vidania.